Some big news I want to talk about coming out of the LCS, or the LTA North as we're going to be calling it in 2025. This is news about where Abbedagge is going to be playing next season. Abbedagge we most recently saw with Karmine Corp Blue over in the LFL, and he was actually pretty good in those ERLs. He was really, really good. He led the league in KDA in the summer split of the LFL. Sheep Esports had him ranked as the number 2 mid laner in the LFL. Again, if you are not familiar, this is the top ERL over in Europe. This is like where, this is the most competitive. This generally has the best teams, the most depth. This is where, the LEC gets its most prospects from. So this is actually really, really good to see. He had, he had really, really low deaths. He had really high damage per minute, a lot of kills, a lot of assists. He was getting a lot done, ton of gold per minute. He was doing a lot of good things. And even most recently, when we saw him in the LEC in 2023, we had him ranked as the number 4 mid laner. So, obviously I'm sure Abbedagge would want a little bit more for himself, some higher expectations, whatever. But he's been in pretty decent form lately, both in the LEC and in the ERLs. A lot of people were wondering when we were going to see Abbedagge in Tier 1 competition once again, and we now have that with this. The report from Sheep Esports, this one by LEC Wooloo, saying sources mid laner Abbedagge is set to join disguised in the LTA. So let's take a look at what we have for this article. Abbedagge is set to join disguised in the LTA North. Abbedagge's verbal agreement with Big had a clause allowing him to explore options in the Americas. So Abbedagge is set to make his return to Tier 1 League of Legends. Last weekend, the German mid laner reached a verbal agreement with Big, which is like Berlin International Gaming in the Prime League, but with an exception allowing him to explore options in America's rebranded league, the LTA. Abbedagge quickly secured a team willing to sign him and is set to join disguised, the NACL's inaugural guest team in the LTA North for the 2025 season, sources told Sheep Esports Thursday. This was like a week ago or so, but we've had a ton of other stories, a ton of other things we've been trying to cover, but still did want to talk about Abbedagge coming because I think it's very, very big. But it's also disguised the new team we're seeing in the LCS and Disguised Toast signing, I guess, their first player for actually their LCS squad, which is really exciting as well. As DSG's first recruit, Abbedagge brings his veteran experience and an LCS title to a team hoping to punch above its weight. During his year and a half with 100 Thieves, he achieved the only 2 World appearances of his career in 2021 and 2022 and claimed his sole title in summer of 2021. He also nearly added 2 other titles to his accolades in 2022, reaching the LCS finals twice, but falling to Evil Geniuses in the spring and Cloud9 in the summer. Before his first move to NA, Abbedagge made a name for himself in the LEC in summer 2020. He earned his nickname Faker Dage for his key role in Schalke's miracle run. After a 1-10 start through the first 5 weeks, the team staged a 7-win streak to qualify for the playoffs. His performance alongside Gilius, who earned the nickname God Gilius, were essentially Schalke's revival. Abbedagge returned to the LEC in spring of 2023 to replace VTO after Excel Esports' roster collapse. Though the spring split ended in a disappointing 10th place finish, the team rebounded in the summer, reaching the final where they lost to G2 Esports. Despite solid performances, ranking as the 4th best LEC mid laner in 2023 by Sheep Stats, Abbedagge failed to secure an LEC or LCS spot for 2024. The promotion of Vladdy to Karmine Corp's LEC team in the summer opened a new opportunity for Abbedagge, obviously to come into K-Corp Blue, who had not previously played in the ERL. He joined K-Corp Blue and delivered a strong split with numerous standout performances on Corki. According to Sheep Stats, he was the LFL's 2nd best mid laner, achieving the highest KDA for his position. However, even Abbedagge's dominant performance wasn't enough for KC to defend their spring title. They lost to BDS Academy in the summer final. BDS Academy was a really crazy ERL team. Still, Abbedagge is a proven and consistent performer and is set to bring balance and experience to Disguise as they make their debut on NA's biggest stage. So I want to take a look at, obviously, our transfer hub as well. And again, Disguise right now has just that one player in Abbedagge. This is the first guy they're choosing to sign and make official, and who they're choosing to build their roster around. Obviously, Abbedagge is an import, so they're only going to have one import slot left, but I think this is a really, really big pickup. Like they said, this is a guy who has experience. This is a guy who has an LCS title. This is a guy who is familiar with playing in North America, playing in NA. He's familiar with the players, the teams, the organizations, the lifestyle, all of that stuff. So he's not a guy who you're necessarily going to have to worry about how he's going to make the transition over, him being homesick, not being able to fit in LA, not being able to, make the adjustment and all that stuff. This is a guy who has made the adjustment, very, very well previously. This guy who showed, pretty consistent, pretty strong form in the LCS in the past. And like I said, he did secure that LCS title with 100 Thieves as well. So this is a guy who at his best can definitely have you as a contending team and competing team. Now, again, I don't know who Disguise is going to necessarily round out the rest of the roster. We'll have to wait and see. There's been rumors that maybe their budget isn't as big and they're not going to have as crazy as an offseason or whatever, but hopefully they should still be able to find enough players to become competitive and relevant. And I think going out and getting Abbedagge is a great way to start that, but also shows that they must be pretty willing and interested in being competitive, because obviously if the Disguise roster was going to be trash, Abbedagge could have just stayed in the ERL, stayed with Big, had a nice ERL spot, continued to fight for LEC spots. But him coming all the way over to America, I don't think it's going to be to just chill and coast on a bottom team. I think he probably believes in this Disguise project, and obviously Disguise believes in him as well. And I think this is actually a really, really good pickup. I think he'll for sure be one of the better mid laners in the LCS, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. And hopefully he can kind of have a renaissance of his career, because I think overall Abbedagge seems like a hardworking, good guy, consistent, and should hold hopefully some pretty good form for Disguise and work out well as their first ever LCS signing. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace. Everything we are doing here at Sheep Esports for the rest of 2024 is powered by Holy. This is an awesome company that makes great tasting energy drinks that also just so happen to be healthier than the competition as well. They sent me this starter set deluxe, which comes with a Holy shaker and then 14 individual servings of Holy Energy, Holy Hydration, and Holy Iced Tea. So you get a ton of awesome stuff for a great price. And if you want to get even better price, check out the first link in the description below. Use discount code SE5 to get €5 off your first order, or SE10 to get 10% off your entire basket. If you guys want to help continue to allow us to provide the amazing coverage of both Worlds and the offseason that you guys know and love, definitely check out Holy, buy some stuff. It would mean the world to us. Thanks.